What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of Love and Marriage DC, season 1, episode 9. The couples were on their way to their getaway at Monique and Chris's winter home, second home, third home. I have no idea. That's where the getaway is going to be happening. So on the way there, the conversation is centered around Winter and Kevin. Winter is carrying this show, it seems like. She doesn't really, she's not in a whole lot of scenes, but she is constantly being mentioned. So it seems like, the whole trip to the getaway, it seems like it. I don't know how it was edited. I don't know how long the trip was, but the whole entire time that they were in this Splinter van, all they talked about was Winter and Kevin and whether or not Winter and Kevin are actually filing for divorce. For whatever reason, the guys believe that they're not, that divorce papers have not been filed, that Winter is lying about filing for divorce. I don't know why anybody would lie about filing for divorce from Kevin, because Kevin is all the way around strange. So the guys are like, we believe Kevin, that there is no divorce being filed and Winter's lying. I don't know why they would believe anything that Kevin said, because Kevin just reeks of suspicion. His whole demeanor is just like there's something about Kevin is off and a little bit scary. So I don't know why anybody would believe him. When he showed up to that guy's meeting, when they met up at the bar at Peter's bar, I don't he showed up with all of his documents, his paperwork, the ebook that he supposedly Winter had written. I mean, just like he was showing up for court. And I don't know how the guys could have seen this man appear that way and believe anything that was coming out of his mouth, because Kevin is just strange and he's something about him is just off. But anyway, so in the van, they're talking about Winter, they're talking about Kevin, and like I said, she's carrying this show. Every chance these people get, they talk about Winter. Whenever the couples all get together, everything is centered around Winter and Kevin. So when they get to the getaway, when they get to the house, Monique has goodie bags for them, and the goodie bags have items that is kind of like poking fun at themselves. Like she's got fun size Snicker bars, she's got flashlights that flash red, for a red light district. She's got the ball gag, for when Chris had told her to shut up at the dinner table. So, all these little things are just kind of like poking fun at themselves. Everybody thought it was funny, except for Jamie. I don't think he thought it was funny, but everybody else thought it was funny. So then Winter arrives at her sex therapist, and then, of course, everybody's uncomfortable when Winter arrives. The sex therapist gets all the couples together, and, she goes down the line, and she's asking them, like, what is the issue in the bedroom, and how can we fix it? So Ashley and Quick, their issue is that their libido is not matching. Ashley wants it way more than he can give it to her. He says he can give it to her 5 times in one night and she still wants more. Irena and Jamie, she needs more foreplay. He's kind of like one of those guys that just taps you on the shoulder and just expects you to roll over and go to work. And Irena's like, no, I need foreplay. I need you to get me there. I need you to help me get into the mood, not just a tap on the shoulder. Monique and Chris, Monique wants more emotion. She wants more of a connection when they are intimate, because it seems, I guess, like robotic, like they're just going through the motions without any real emotional connection during the act. And Chris says that when he was younger, when he was like, I guess, like a teenager, preteen, him and his brothers or him and his friends would watch adult movies, and so he learned a lot of his skills from these adult movies, which follow a certain formula. And so that's why whenever he's with his own wife, it's like there's no connection there, because he's just like following a floor plan that he had seen when he was younger, just going through the motions, just going through the steps, doing the things that he thinks he should be doing based on what he saw as a child, instead of trying to listen and be in tune with his wife and do what she's expecting to be done. So then Winter interjects, and the first thing she does is she apologizes to everybody, and she says, I'm really sorry for the comments that I made about the husbands. I was just making a sarcastic joke. But, on top of all of that, she then says that she really appreciated how honest and open the couples were about their intimacy issues. And it was really impressive. And she was like, this is what marriage is all about, this open communication. Now, Irena had no issue with Winter's apology, but Ashley did. Ashley thought that the apology was not sincere, because it was just like a blanket generalized apology and it wasn't specific to each couple. So after all of that, Irena pulls Winter to the side and they have a conversation. Now, I'm not going to say that they became on the same page and everything was harmonious between them, but Winter and Irena decided to just move forward, turn a new page, and Irena apologized to Winter, Winter apologized to Irena, so they're just going to move forward and start new. Now, when they go and have dinner, everything fell apart. Winter and Ashley got into this really bad argument because Ashley was very triggered by Winter calling her husband fun size. And I don't understand why that really triggered Ashley. And I guess it triggered DJ Quick as well, because in the confessional, DJ Quick, became very defensive and was like, there's nothing fun size about me. My bank account isn't fun size. My third leg isn't fun size. So this fun size comment really triggered the Silvas. Is that their last name? DJ Quick. And it really triggered them. So Ashley and Winter, they're going back and forth. Winter's trying to defend herself and say, look, the only reason why I even said that about your husband was because you were coming after my husband and my issues. So they're going back and forth. Now, while Winter is highly charged with this argument that she's having with Ashley, here comes her ex-husband, or soon to be ex-husband, Kevin. So he shows up with all of his documents, his briefcase, the ebook that he claims Winter wrote, but Winter denies that she wrote it. And then everything just goes south. Now, Winter and Kevin are arguing. I'm not going to go into the details because the whole thing is stupid. Kevin and Winter are now arguing back and forth about their marital issues. Everybody ends up leaving the dinner table because it just got really uncomfortable and it was just dragging on and on and on. The dinner was ruined by this time. So all the couples leave except for Chris and Monique. They stay. They try to get some type of resolution between Kevin and Winter. That's not going to happen. So then Kevin ends up leaving, and then Winter goes upstairs with all the other ladies. But the bottom line is, it seems like even Ashley and Winter were able to somehow come to a better place, a better place than where they were. Ashley was like, I feel sorry for you of what you're going through with this man. My heart really goes out to you. And Ashley had even mentioned at some point, she had even mentioned something about, if I had gotten to know you under different circumstances, I would think that you're a really cool person and I wouldn't mind being friendly with you. Not friends, but just being friendly. And so all the women are kind of like kumbaya, they kind of all came together. Winter had made up this song about Kevin signing the divorce papers. And so they all start singing this song with her. So all the women seem to be like in a really good place. Now, Ashley did tell Winter, I don't understand how you didn't see him coming from a mile away, because I've only known him for an hour, or I only met him for an hour, and he seems very sketchy to me, and I don't know how you missed it. And Winter says, well, he came to me. When he approached me, he was approaching me from the point of view of a Christian man. And back at that point in my life, I was very, very into the Bible. So when he was approaching me, from this aspect of Christianity and spirituality and whatever else, that's what got me. That's what hooked me. But Winter, girl, still, I mean, something about Kevin is just slightly off. I don't know what it is. I want to say it's probably substance abuse. I mean, I don't know what it is about Kevin, but there's something about him that is really off. And a woman like Winter, who seems to have her stuff together, I don't get it. I don't see how she was bamboozled by him at all. I don't get it. So anyway, that's how everything there ended. Yeah, so the women are all, getting along really well, which is good, because we don't want this trip to be ruined by more bickering and more fighting and all of that. So that's where the episode ended. I don't believe that Chris and Monique did not know that both Winter and Kevin were invited to this getaway. I think that they knew. How do you not know? I don't understand how you can live together as a married couple and y'all are planning a getaway together, and it was never mentioned that Chris invited Kevin and Monique invited Winter. As y'all are getting things ready, making preparations for this trip, it was never mentioned between the two of y'all that both Kevin and Winter were coming to the getaway. That's odd to me. And Jamie is, to me, up until this episode, there's something about Jamie that is just, I can't quite put my finger on it, but I don't really care for Jamie. I don't care for him at all. I really do not care for Jamie. There's just something about him that's like mean, or this show just maybe it's not for him or something. DJ Quick, he's kind of dorky to me. DJ Quick is a little bit on the dorky side to me. I don't see anything about him that's smooth, or that's like, he's just like, I don't know. DJ Quake to me, he's boyish. I think that's what I'm trying to say. He's boyish. I don't see anything about him that's like manly, mature. He's just like a big kid to me. And Winter looked absolutely pretty with her new hair because she doesn't have that half shaved head. She looked so pretty with that hair. Looked like a completely different person. I really loved her look. And this was a good episode in the terms of, for the most part, at the end of it all, everybody was getting along. Of course, Ashley and Winter have their issues, but for the most part, they were able to kind of fix that and everybody got along. And Winter has always been like the outsider, and now it seems like she was a little bit more included. I don't know. Winter is a very strong woman because I don't know how she could have survived the beginning of that visit when she first arrived and everybody throwing daggers at her with their eyes, nobody wanting to associate with her. She was just like off in the distance by herself. Everybody was making fun of the things that she said. And she's a trooper for sticking it through, and it paid off because at the end she was able to resolve a few things with Irena and Ashley. So that is my review of Love and Marriage DC. It was sort of a blasé type of episode. Some people would call it like a filler episode. Not much went on, but it's going to set us up, I guess, for the next episode. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate the time that you spend with me. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video. If you like this content, please subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.